bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates.
Lumen Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates. In the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lumen Media Network.
The following program is produced by Lumen Media Network. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individuals appearing on the show and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Lumen Media Network, its affiliates, sponsors, or partners. The content provided in this program is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Lumen Media Network does not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or timeliness of the information.
Hello, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in to the Commissary Kitchen. At your service, I am Nancy Reyes Lumen, and I'm inviting you to watch the show. This is episode M, as episode of season 1, and M stands for My Mom's Mechado. And this is something different from the usual, what we know about the traditional mechado with the fat in the middle. This is actually a misnomer that just happened to be part of our culture already, the family culture. So we call it mechado. Anyway, please listen. And there are so many practical tips that I learned from my mom, which I'm sharing with you. Enjoy! Episode M is dedicated to my mom, because I'm calling it my mom's mechado. My mother, Nena Reyes, who had 12 children and I'm the eldest, cooked our meals with love. And she made a very special mechado, which is actually not the correct technical mechado, because mechado is when you have a sirloin and then you put a strip of fat in it to fatten the mechado. The mecha, like when you have a candle and you have the wick, that's mecha. But she used kenchi, or also sometimes kalitiran, and this is what she learned from her mother-in-law, Gracia Reyes of Aristocrat. And from there on, she developed her own style. And this is kenchi. Tell you what this is. Kenchi is the shin. So it's a very tough meat, but it has so much flavor that you have to cook it slowly. Or since we are doing a modern version here in Commissary Kitchen at your service, we will have to do it with Instapot. We will be cooking partly on Instapot and then tenderizing everything in the pressure cooker. Cooking on stove and Instapot. Ratio of ingredients. So now let's proceed with the ingredients. But I would like to say, I love you, Mom. I miss you. Thanks for all the cooking you did with love. For each of us, 12 children, and you were so beautiful down to your dying days. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. Now, my mom's mechado. Here, I have 2 pounds. And my ratio here is, for 2 pounds, I will have 2 pounds of tomatoes, fresh. And I will have half of that, 1 pound of shallots or onions, and 1/4 pound of garlic. That is how rich this will be, because this kind of cut will need a lot of cooking. It will be complemented well by all these ingredients. Now, the important part that my mother always taught me is how to marinate this beef. And we will be frying it in our Instapot. From there, we will cook it partially and then tenderize it in the as the pressure cooker. She said 1 part of patis with 1 part of vinegar and 1 part of soy sauce. Mix with the hands. Mix it for about 3 minutes. Why 3 minutes? Because the muscles of this kenchi is really closed in, see? And in between, there's a lot of collagen. So by mixing it, you activate the muscles, and hopefully by doing that, maybe for 3 minutes, the marinade will already be able to slightly penetrate the tissues. What my mother always said is, after you have marinated it, make sure that there is no marinade from the bottom, at the bottom. Meaning to say, you only use sparingly your marinade, because beef has a good taste, and if you drown it in too much marinade, it will lose its beefy taste, and that's what mechado is all about. Okay. So this has been marinated, and now we have to brown it. This is called braising, and it takes a lot of patience to do this. This is an extra step you do. Why? Because you want to caramelize the meat. What causes the caramel? It's the enzymes of the meat plus the caramel in the soy sauce and the vinegar and even in the patis, creating a very rich umami flavor. So I'm already doing it in my Instapot pot, so that later when I mix everything, then it can just be put in the pressure cooker, and you just wait for the good mechado to come out. Hi again. Okay, we're back. Let me just reiterate to you. If you are going to do that marination that we do, you put in equal portions of the patis, the toyo, and the apple cider vinegar. But make sure you don't drown the meat. Even if you think that the meat is very tough and you want to help it tenderize, no, you have to just keep it that way, and there should be no extra marinade when that's dripping or draining down. This is the same principle you use for making tapa, especially if your beef is very fresh and the good cut with lots of marbling. Making tapa is that marinating it for tapa. That's the way you should do it. Okay, we've always been very fascinated and educated and appreciated by one of our faithful listeners, viewers, sharers, and this is Maridel. But this time, let's put a face to the name. So I'd like to call on Maridel and hopefully by one of our faithful listeners, viewers, sharers, and this is Maridel. But this time, let's put a face to the name. So I'd like to call on Maridel. Yeah. So I would like to put her there on board so that while we're both watching the show, and she can add in her comments, because her comments are valuable also. So Maridel, say hello to the people who are watching everywhere. Put her there on board so that we can't hear you. So that
Hello there, everyone.
There you go. Okay.
Maridel from Chicago and always watching Nancy.
We can't hear you.
I don't know what's Can you hear me? Hello there, everyone.
There you go. Okay.
Maridel from Chicago and always watching Nancy.
We can't hear you.
I don't know what's It says. Can you hear me? Hello there, everyone.
There you go. Okay.
Maridel from Chicago and always watching Nancy. It says. Can you hear me? Hello there, everyone.
There you go. Okay.
Maridel from Chicago and always watching Nancy. Glitching?
Well, wait. Turn off your phone.
It says.
Turn off your other phone.
Maridel from Chicago and always watching. I don't know what's going on. Glitching?
Well, wait. Turn off your phone.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Okay na? So, okay na, no more problem. All right. So, again, folks, we would like to welcome Maridel. She's a chef and a baker at the same time, and very, very valuable information, comments, and tips that she shares with us. Maridel, say hello to the viewers.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello. Maridel from Chicago.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. Go
Well,
ahead and cook, Nance.
Huh?
I said, go ahead and cook. I've been watching.
Okay, all right. So we will hear more from Maridel because I hope you don't mince your words or you just tell us like it is. This will encourage other viewers to say the same and to share whatever happens because I have guaranteed a lot of gaffes that happen in the episode. So let's go back to the episode M dedicated to my mom for Mechado. And we'll be back with Maridel, who's also an M.
M. Okay.
Are you ready for engaging conversations on education, teaching strategies, trends in the classroom?
Tune in to Teacher Talk, Live Chikahan, with your hosts, Teacher Cora and Dr. Claire.
In each episode, we'll dive into meaningful discussions, share insights, and connect with fellow educators.
Don't miss out on the fun and camaraderie. Grab your coffee and join us for some lively Chikahan. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Philippines.
I can still remember my mom early in the morning, or we would wake up, it's already half cooked or half done, and she would make us taste either the sauce or if it's good or not. But always, we were not supposed to be the standard of her cooking. It would be my dad. My dad always had a special space and seat at the head of the table. They loved each other so much that, we felt so secure as children. And it would be my dad who would say, good, lack salt, lack this and that. But all the time, my mom always was the best cook we ever had in our life. Now, I learned so many practical things from her. She said, do not shortcut the browning of the meat. So as you can see, I have been browning this, and it has to be at least this kind of browning. Now, normally, Nancy Reyes Lumen would always want to look for fat in meat or in cooking. But I realized this one, since it's the kenchi or the shin, there's really no meat, but it will be the collagen in the muscles and the tendons that will compensate for flavor. So I'm just doing a double steak to quicken the cooking, and by doing that, see, it's so tough. So first you can brown it in one pot and then transfer it by cooking when you have browned it already. Just keep the heat on as we proceed with cooking the ingredients that will produce the sauce. There will be lots of tomatoes and shallots or onions and garlic for all the full flavor that will enrich our machado. Okay, I think this is good enough. Also, because this is such a rich dish, be sure to have a lot of olive oil on hand. Because now we will proceed with cooking the veggies. How do I do that? Okay, I will want to start with my shallots, because shallots contain a lot of water, so we want it again to caramelize it. So mechado, my mom's mechado secret is really caramelizing everything that you can with lots of patience and preparation, so that you harness the full flavor of your ingredients. The secret to cooking your shallots or onions quickly is just add endless amounts of olive oil. By doing that, you caramelize it and you create umami. While we're doing this, let me show you all the other ingredients that will come into the making of the sauce. We have chicken cube. I have some brown sugar. I have here my mushroom powder, or you can use MSG, and my bay leaf, which I'm going to put now. And I want to put some heat into it already. What I learned from her also is she uses tomato paste in place of tomato sauce, a rich amount, and she said tomato paste has natural sweetness because it's a concentrate. One more note, when you are doing your tomatoes, if you have the chance to choose the tomatoes that are almost on the edge of getting rotten, they're so soft that you can squeeze it and it will all, just explode from the softness. That is the richest and the most flavorful kind of tomato. Right now, I'm on high because I want this to brown right away. And you can see the color has already changed. It's becoming more amber now. Okay? Which means that the sweetness of our shallots and I combine shallots and onions has already been released, is being released. I will now add it here and proceed with my tomatoes. Why am I not yet adding the garlic? Because I don't like my garlic to become bitter when it's overcooked. Besides, the garlic will really slowly infuse its flavor into the juice while it's cooking long. Just put this to the boil, but as the old cooks would say, Do not stop cooking the tomatoes until you see that the skin has curled. But the shortcut to that is I just use the food processor to make it quicker in cooking. While we're all waiting for this to cook, we will be back with more tips from my mom Nena's machado. I guess. Okay. Back and hi Maridel. Yeah, well, I think
Yeah.
we had some comments. Was that from you? Comments?
Yes.
Okay.
The reason you said about tomato sauce versus tomato paste,
Yeah.
both we use, right? But what I read and I realized is it said tomato sauce makes the dish spoil faster. I don't know how true that is, but when you use a tomato paste, it does have a deeper flavor,
Yes.
and it probably won't, spoil as fast. I don't know what the spoiling factor is, but I guess it's true because of the concentrate. And yes,
Well,
yeah,
there's less moisture. That's why.
yes,
So
hmm
bacteria does not have does not have the chance to
yeah.
develop. But I don't use tomato sauce. I've always used tomato paste ever since, even when I was born. When I was born, I was already using tomato
Tomato
paste
paste.
because my mom said if you have tomato paste, you can make tomato sauce.
Yes.
If you have only tomato sauce and it's even maasim, sometimes you still have to add a little sugar. We got
Yeah.
a comment from Miss Cora. Thank you very much. She said, it looks great. And sarap kaagad, di pa luto. Yes, actually, Miss Cora and Maridel, sometimes when we're cooking the mechado and some of the bits of the taba in the beef, it becomes brown. I really cut it and eat that because it's so good. It's like eating steak.
Yes.
Anyway, how about your mom? Did you ever cook mechado, Maridel, with your mom?
Yes. Not with my mom. I had to sneak into the kitchens of Rolling Pin in Ermita, where we had the restaurant, and watch how they did it.
Okay.
I would sneak in there and just keep an eye on it. And unfortunately, I was too young to think of writing down what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Especially, the cooks then were so, secretive of what they're cooking. So you need to actually look and go, ano yan? And they'll look at you and say, oh, ganito, pero they really won't share with you. You have to really
Madali.
pull it.
But what is the name of that thing with the taba? Na it's attached to that rod, and then the fat is inside.
Yeah,
And
yung pag
you
minimechado, hindi ba? You have to put that,
know the name.
like, do,
Correct. Lardon. Lardon.
DOON. Hey,
Um,
I still remember.
I know to those who are 30 years and below, sorry, you never experienced that.
Man, we had to, that was hard to do, but it was necessary if you wanted a good machado. Then
Yeah.
that's why they say mini machado, right? You have to put, but I guess with Wagyu, you don't have to do that because the
Ngayon,
fat's already in there.
kasi you only use the round
Yes.
which is actually all lean. Walang taba yon. But the
Yeah.
thing is, the taba we put there is pork fat.
Pork fat, yeah, because that's easier to get than yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so another thing I wanted to remind people was like me, when I'm in the supermarket and I see some people, they're choosing the ones that are yung kamatis that's really firm and new, and then I tell them, you know what? If you look under and you see the ones that are soft, those are the ones that have lycopene. And you cook
Yes.
them further, there will even be more release of the nutrients. But it's very hard to convince people now. Why will I want somebody that's almost bulok to get into my basket? But
It's
when
just
they understand
just
that,
like bananas, no? When they have contain spots or something, people don't want to buy it, not knowing that that's the one that you kind of want if you're making it into a banana bread or even to eat. It's sweeter than those.
sweet.
Yeah. So those same with tomatoes.
Correct. Kasi they said in bananas, when you see those spots, that means na those are the sugar content that is already being evaporated because it's out in the sun.
Yeah.
So
But
those are the things that that our young housewives will be just hearing as stories, but unfortunately, I don't think there will be lardun anymore. But these things about the bananas and the under the
tomatoes.
overripe tomatoes, this will help, especially when they're shopping. Please do try that. And I promise you, the tomatoes will be much sweeter. Even if you use it for sinigang, there's
Yes.
that konting tamis na mild. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the show, and I'm sure Maridel will have more comments. Thank you.
Yes.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
Welcome to Season 4 of Be Bold. Why not? Get ready to make bold changes in your life with MJ Concepcion. Dive deeper into the discussions. Listen to the unstoppable voices of MJ and her guests, the legends and the rising stars. Join the celebration of talent, sports, passion, and the power of music. Tune in every Monday 7 p.m. Central, Tuesday, 8 a.m. Philippines. See you there.
Our tomatoes are smelling so aromatic. You know, you can smell the Italian aroma of it. So now, I'm just putting, letting some of the tomatoes get drier. But you may wonder how come if this meat is so tough, how can you tenderize it if there's no liquid? Well, actually, this is the what will create the sauce. So might as well I'll just add my chicken powder. I will add my mushroom powder, and I will add my brown sugar. Mix it all in. If you're looking for the garlic, don't worry, it's still there. We add the garlic by itself into the pot. I'm now going to move this. Mamma mia, it's so good. Okay. When all this gets to boil together, that means that its own juices have their own specific tastes. Before I add in my garlic, I'm going to taste it first. I want to see if there's a sour taste to it. It's just right. It's not, the sugar did not make it sweet. It just countered the little sourness that's in there. Wow, it's so good. Alright. I'm putting in the garlic, maybe half. This was about a half pound of garlic, and I only need 1/4. Drown it all in pepper. Just right. Say see you later to our Kenchi mechado of my mom. It's now going to go and to be pressure cooked. Of course, nothing beats slow, loving cooking if you have the time. But we are now living in an online, sometimes artificially intelligent world, and we can make do with all these modernities. See you in a bit. Mom's mechado ready now. It's still boiling from the Instapot, and I had to do some adjustments because if you're cooking it on pressure cooker and your sauce is very thick, it's not going to let you cook it that way. So what I did, I just had to add soup stock and then let that evaporate until it's back to its original thickness. This is it creating its own sauce. Here is the kenchi or beef shank mechado of my mom, Nena. I fried some potatoes and I kept the potato peel, and add a little olive oil. And that is the offering I have for my mom's mechado. Very, very tasty and very good cut, because look, it is so tender. Wow. Mom, this is so good. Thank you, Mom. Am I tearing? Maybe I am. So, let me first eat. It's umami rich. It is sweet from the kamatis and from the caramelization of the meat. The flavor is very deep and it has already developed because of the beef, and it's just simply delicious. And now let me end with this tribute to my mom. My mother, 12 children, they had no desire for any kind of population control. They gave what God gave them as children, then here we are. They worked hard to give us education, to give us a good meal every day. And while we were young, she would come to the school, bring us our baon for lunch. She would guide us through. Mom had a very, very close and intimate relationship with my dad. And in her last days, we made sure that she was fine and ready. And there's always one or two of the siblings who will really be the ones to take care of her. And my brother made sure that she always looked good. She looked pretty. Because that's what's important. So when you have your mothers or your relatives who are in the terminal area of the airport, what you do is make them feel good, make them look good. And that's how my mother was, because she was a very beautiful woman. And to all of you who still have moms, you're so lucky. Tonight, as you listen to me, go and call her, hug her, and thank her. And thank the Lord for giving you a good mom. With that, I end, and I thank you in remembrance of my mom, Nena Reyes, a beautiful mother, a very loving wife, and a good Christian. Thank you. Nancy Reyes Lumen here, Commissary Kitchen, at your service. God is good.
Okay, so we at my age, some of us already have our parents are not with us anymore. Where's Maridel?
I'm here.
Maridel, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here.
Yes, and, if you have good friends, and you also know their moms, they're like, di ba ganon?
Yeah.
They're also like your moms, and when they are gone, you feel a loss, not just your own mom, but the moms of your friends, di ba?
Yes, yes. Especially, I tell my friends who still have their moms, how lucky you are, no? I mean,
Yeah,
you have at our age and you still have your mom. I think that's a blessing
yeah.
for
And
sure.
The other important thing I noticed, I'm sure you also did, Maridel, is and the others, Cora, Eileen, all those who are listening. I've seen how some of my classmates have taken good care of their moms. Talagang every day when even if she has nurses, they put on eyeliner and uh, they put some rouge and lipstick, and they
Yeah.
feel good. They even have little pearl earrings, and when their beds are raised up like that, they have some a necklace, pearl necklace, so that when there are visitors, the visitors feel good seeing them
Yeah.
like that. And even for the dads or the men,
Yeah.
they comb the hair, tapos syempre pinaliguan, no,
Yeah.
para they smell good. Actually, when they look good, they feel good.
Yes,
It's a healing process for them.
for sure.
Yeah. How about your mom, the famous GYN, Gloria Y. Nichols?
Well, she was a legend in her own time, right?
Of
I mean,
course, yes.
she was ahead of her time, is what I think. I
Uh-huh.
still believe she was ahead of her time.
Yeah.
Um, she was so creative then, and I just realized it when I watched Martha Stewart doing all of this. I said, my mom did that already.
Yeah.
Like, even table setting or even creating cakes. So everyone has beautiful cakes now, but my mom started all of those, including the giveaways for weddings and all this. So, I mean, she was a giant for a small woman. And unfortunately, just like our other friends, our mothers at a certain age lose their memories and all this. So we have to deal with dementia and just deal with it. But Nancy, here's one thing I'm going to tell all of you.
Uh-huh.
If your parent has dementia, okay,
Okay.
just remember this. I discovered it with my mom. We had to put her in a place that took care of those. And the nurses would say, "I, Ate Del, your mom doesn't want to eat." But when we have pancit or adobo, she eats a lot. So what we did was every time we would go and visit, I would buy food from the local Filipino restaurants, and she would wipe it down. So here's what it is. No matter how much our brains forget and we talk, our sensory taste buds don't forget the food.
Okay, that's good.
And so if you're feeding, like here in the States, in the homes we have spaghetti, we have veal piccata, we have all of this. It doesn't matter to our Filipino parents. But you bring them adobo, pancit, sinigang, they'll eat it because
Yeah.
even if they don't remember what's going on, their mouth remembers that food
The
and they
food
will
of their
always eat it.
childhood. Yeah.
So that's what you have to remember, just in case you have a parent who's losing it. Just give them Filipino food that they remember, that their mouth remembers.
Yeah.
And
Tama.
that's a very important message I have for all, because that's what I learned when my mom had the dementia.
I think that's a very nice way to end this show. Care for our loved ones. Even I also learned that if you have a friend you're caring for or feeding who has cancer, sometimes it would be good to serve them sinigang.
Yes, or
Um,
tinola.
yeah, tinola, because there's so much medicines in their system, in their bloodstream, and even in their saliva or salivary glands. It's there already. It's that when they eat something sour or bitter, it ends up sweet to them. My friend told me that. I was taking care of her, and she said, you give me sinigang. When I eat sinigang, it becomes sweet, the maasim sweet to me because of all the medicines and the lansal. That sometimes the medicines are full of iron.
I should know. I've been
Yeah,
through it.
okay. We will be talking about your healing process in the next few episodes. So be ready to share, because from the last time I heard about you and now I'm seeing you, you are recovering very, very well. And I'm
Yes,
so happy.
thank you.
And well, say goodbye to our guests, and I'm sure they remember adobo or sinigang or their favorites during their childhood will bring back memories, even though their mental
Yes.
their minds are already
Somewhere else.
yeah, somewhere else. Okay. With that, thank you very much, Maridel. Thank you, Miss
And
Cora.
thank you, everyone.
You can view this again on YouTube. And wow, it's amazing to learn how to learn every time I watch your live show. Yeah, thank you. Yes. And I learned a lot, even from the many mistakes I have. Looks amazing. Looking forward to trying your cooked meal. Yes, please. We try to make it always tasty from slow cooking and try to make it as traditional as possible. All right. God bless you. Thank you very much. We'll see Maridel again. We'll see you all again. This is Nancy Reyes, Lumen, Commissary Kitchen at your service. God bless you.
Bless to you too. Good night.
Thank you. Maridel, thank you. Ah, Krisha, salamat for again taking care of us. Ah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, you look good, huh?
Yeah.
You
I
gained
only
weight
keep up
already.
because I had to put, well, just a little because,